Hi, good evening. This is a book brief on the famous American classic novel, The Catcher in the Rye by J D Salinger, published in 1951. I came across the name of this book in a French television program called TV5 Monde Asie, that is the television channel program for Asia, in which there was a very special program which attracted my attention. Such programs I have not seen so far in Indian television channels. Maybe it is there, but I am yet to discover that. Read aloud from a book of your choice. So I saw boys and girls happily reading out loud from the books they had read and loved. So I heard one person mentioning about this particular book in French, The Catcher in the Rye by J D Salinger. I was wondering, I have not heard about this book. I must read that book. So I purchased and started reading it. I finished reading that. And recently I came across a reference made to this book, quite incidentally, while reading one of the articles in the Madhubhumi Sunday supplement, written by the famous Malayalam author, Sri M. Mukundan, narrating his embassy life, that he also discovered this book rather late, having preoccupied himself and immersed himself with French books. So this book is about adolescence, the innocence of adolescence, as contrasted with the phony, hypocritical adult world. So let me read a little from the printed text for fluency's sake, by way of introduction of this book. The Catcher in the Rye is a coming-of-age novel by J D Salinger, narrated by Holden Caulfield, a 16-year-old boy who has just been expelled from Pensy Prep. It's an elite private school in the United States. Holden is intelligent and articulate, but he is also deeply cynical and alienated. He sees the world as a phony place, and he longs for a simpler time when children were still innocent. Children were still innocent and free. The novel follows Holden as he wanders around New York City for 2 days, trying to make sense of his life. Through his encounters with a variety of people, including his sister, Phoebe, his former English teacher, Mr. Antolini, and a prostitute by name Sonny. Holden begins to realize that the world is not as bad as he thought it was. There are still people who are genuine and caring, and there is still hope for the future. The Catcher in the Rye is a classic coming-of-age novel that has been praised for its honesty and insight. It is a powerful exploration of the teenage experience, and it continues to be relevant today also. Let me read out a little more by way of explanation, by way of narration of this book, description of this book. This book explores themes of angst, alienation, and the loss of innocence. It has been praised for its realistic portrayal of teenage life and its sharp social commentary. The novel has been controversial since its publication due to its use of profanity and its depiction of teenage sexuality. However, it has also been hugely influential, and it is considered one of the most important novels of the 20th century. So, what does the title Catcher in the Rye mean? In the days leading up to Christmas, Holden wanders around New York City, reflecting on his life and the world around him. He is deeply cynical about the adult world, which he sees as phony and hypocritical. He longs for a simpler time when he could be a catcher in the rye, someone who could or who would save children from falling off the edge of life's cliff. So that is the catcher in the rye. Two worlds: the innocent adolescent teenage world juxtaposed juxtaposed with the phony hypocritical adult world, and the angst and alienation and the coming of age process while transitioning from adolescence to maturity. Maturity is nothing but a world of craftiness, of wickedness, maybe, or phony nature, whereas adolescence is portrayed as a period of sheer innocence. So it's up to you to discover this book by reading it. Thank you.